What's up, Toxic Regime? ToxicSight here, back again with another Paladins loadout abilities and purchasing guide. We are now on part 2 of the Frontlines. We've got... This is part 2 of 9 in the Frontlines of Paladins. We are going over the original frontline that I was maining, Mr. Fernando, the self-appointed knight. Now his talents slash legendaries, whatever you want to call them nowadays, he's got Aegis, your shield has an infinite duration and cooldown is reduced by 12 seconds. He's got Formidable, regenerate 55% of your max HP over 3 seconds when you fall below 40% of your max HP. Dragonlance. Flame Lance now fires small fireballs that deal 120 damage every 0.2 seconds. And he's got Scorch. Fireball deals 30% more damage and 30% more for each sequential hit. Now, his main two abilities that are comp viable are Scorch, Aegis. In my opinion. Remember, all these videos in these 4 different series, Frontlines, Flanks, Supports, Damages, are all in my opinion. The abilities that are comp viable, or the talents, my opinion. The loadouts, my opinion. Nobody else's. So, the reason that Formidable's not really comp viable, even though you see it played, is once you hit that 40%, once you hit below that 40%, you regenerate that 55% over 3 seconds. Well, those 3 seconds include 2 caught penalties. You're not really going to regenerate all 55% over the 3 seconds, because as you gain it, you're taking it back because they're still shooting at you and you're still getting caughted. Dragonfire Lance. It's not really great at all, cause watch. Cause it uses, watch, it uses 5 damage per click. Let's just come to Scourge. Wait, hold on. Stop taking damage. Watch, this is 5 seconds. That's 5 seconds. Or not 5 seconds, that's 5 points of damage. Or that's 5 ammo. Watch.
I got hotter.
You're doing more damage with 5 points with this normal, because it's damage over time.
Ooh, rough.
And with this, it's straight 120 damage. But if you focus on Ying and then you have to come over here and focus on Nando or whatever, Ying's out of combat. While if you go something other than that, you're focusing on Ying, Nando's still in battle. They're all in battle. They're all in combat. They're all in combat. They're still in combat. They're still in combat. They can't self-heal. But anyways, so Aegis and Scorch are your best. Aegis is your best because, for the simple fact, if you're going to be the main tank on the team, such as if there's a barrack, if there's, well, he's a main tank. Barrack's not considered a main tank. Torvald's not considered a main tank. And I've seen people even go as far as saying Term isn't a main tank. But Term to me is a main tank. But anyways. So Aegis is good if you're a solo tank or if you're considered the main tank and you have an off tank with you like Torvald or Barrack. Scorch is good if you have another one of those main tanks on your team. And with Scorch, unlike Aegis, since you've got all this extra damage coming, like, hold on. Like, if we come stand over here and shoot all three of them. The last person's taking 900 damage while the first one only it's 579. So you can flank with Scorch. Because if you flank around the side in Jaguar Falls, perhaps, and you come in and with the two tanks or tank and healer standing on point, you see that range? This thing goes until it hits a solid object. So, and now his abilities, Flame Lance is short range flamethrower that deals 35 damage per hit every 0.1 seconds and applies damage over time effects for 200 damage over 2 seconds. The Flame Lance recharges when not firing. His, oops, that's his all. His shield, I'm on Scorch. It's got a duration bar. He shields everybody in front of him. He shields not in front of him. He shields everyone behind him that stays behind his shield. Anybody that stands behind that shield gets protected. You see how wide that shield is? Now it's got 15-second cooldown. If you were the main tank in the team, it has no duration bar like it did in Scorch. And it's only got a 12-second reduction. Next skill. Fireball. Shoot a fireball that deals 450 damage. Unless you're using Scorch, it does 479 or 579. But yeah, 579 because it's 30% more. And then his dash, it charges forward doing 200 damage. Fernando has to make contact. I've seen people say, "Oh, you can just pull up your shield and charge." Okay, shield will hit her. No damage. Oh, I just charged.
You never die.
Charge deals 200 damage. And his ult, which is, in my opinion, is one of the best ults in the whole entire Frontline family. He becomes immortal. It's got a short duration. It's got a duration of 4 seconds. But Fernando and all his allies within 70 units cannot be brought below 1500 HP or affected by damage over time effects. Keywords there is Nando and all allies within his radius. Now I'm going to pull up his ult again. You see that radius? Any ally within that radius can't drop below 15, can't be affected by DOT. Unbelievable. It only lasts for 4 seconds. Yes, I understand that 4 seconds doesn't seem that long. But during that 4 seconds, if you have... You can have Drogos come smack into you, or anybody on the team that's inside it. They cannot die to Drogos' ult. Yes, it doesn't give your team CC immunity, which would make it broken, because Torvald's ult wouldn't affect it. There's so much stuff that wouldn't affect it then. But your allies can't die within those 4 seconds, and 4 seconds to like 90% of damage champions and some flanks. 4 seconds is enough to get 2 kills. Especially if you can't, and especially if they can't die and can't take damage over time for those 4 seconds. That's plenty of time for damage champions to get kills. Now we're gonna start talking about the cards that Nando should buy. And again, like I said at the middle, whenever I did this for Ruckus in the previous episode, do not rainbow buy. Rainbow buy consists of you buying one of all 4 colors, one of 3 or 4 colors of the cards, without finishing one or getting your first 2 to stage 2. Now, like I said, he's a tank. He needs rejuvenate. With the cards, he always needs caught. But if you go Scorch and you listen to my loadout that I'm about to go back into the lobby and go over, Scorch Nando, Flank Nando, does not need to focus caught first. This is one of those 10% that I said does not need to focus on red first. Flank Nando is one of the 10% that does not need to focus red first. Therefore, you can go Rejuvenate, you can go Chronos to get your Fireball faster, even though there's only like a 2.5 second cooldown on it. You can go Master Riding so you can flank faster. You can go, I wouldn't worry about your blue cards because like I said, that's dependent on what you're dying from or taking the most damage from or taking the most effects from. But Rejuve is Frontline's priority green. Regardless if you're Flank Nando or Tank Nando, Rejuve will help you out because most supports see you as Nando, see you as a Frontline, and are expecting to heal you. Like I said, Nimble any of the yellow cards really. Flank Nando, Master Riding, Chronos, Tank Nando, Morale Boost, Chronos, maybe Nimble, even though his default speed is good. Yeah, his cooldown without Chronos is like 2.5 seconds on Scorch. But anyways, no, wrong. So like I said, Flank Nando does not need caught right away because it's got caught built into its loadout that I'll show you here in a second. Nando, since he can spread damage around, not as fast as Ruckus, he can spread damage around. Wrecker probably wouldn't be the best bet since he, again, like Ruckus, is one of those 5 front lines. So, whenever you need the red, caught is honestly your best bet again. Yellow cards, like I said, Chronos isn't really needed because it's only like a 2.5 second cooldown on your fireball. You might go Chronos if you want your shield back faster. Nimble's not really required because he already moves fast enough. So honestly, it'd be between Master Riding and Morale Boost again. Since Nando's ult is as good as it is, I personally recommend Morale again. Just like on Ruckus. The blues, like I said, it's up to you. I normally go Resilience or Haven or Blast Shield. Normally I go Resilience or Haven on Nando due to the fact that if they have a Torvald, he can knock you off the point, therefore giving the team the point to cap. If you're going against a Khan, his commander's, not his commander's grab, that's his ult. His F, his movement ability, where he tosses you, Resilience will lower that time. Resilience now lowers Khan's ult time. Khan is a really good counter to Nando as a tank because his throw and his ult get rid of your shield. He's also a good counter is Term with Crush. It gets rid of Nando's shield. Therefore, Resilience reduces the time you're stunned, and yada yada yada. But anyways, these 3 are eventually, like I said, these. If you're flank Nando, you can focus these 2 first. Your blue, your green first, and then go get caught, and then go wherever. Or you can focus green, and then whatever, and then caught. Because with flank Nando, caught's not truly required. Now, if you go in tank Nando, rejuve, caught. Or rejuve, morale, caught, or caught, rejuve, whatever. Like I said, I can't really tell you which one of these is required because it's all in-game specifics. Now, let's return to lobby. Go to champion, go to Nando, go to loadouts. Ignore this for SAG. If you go in Scourge, this is recommended. Increase max ammo count is the only one that's up in the air for you to change. Well, really these 2 are for you to change. These 3 are almost mandated for scorching flank Nando. Hitting an enemy by fireball receives, enemies hit by fireball receive 75% reduced healing for 3 seconds. That is why I said caught is not required up front for flank Nandos. It has 75% reduced healing, which is better than a caught 2, almost a caught 3, for 3 seconds, which is longer than any caught. Reduce the cooldown of fireball. Scorch relies on Fireball to do all the damage, and your brand needs Fireball to do the built-in caught. Therefore, you reduce the cooldown of it. Every 1000 damage your shield takes reduces your charge. You're a flank. You're going to need your mobility. Therefore, if you throw your shield up and it takes damage, every 1000 damage it takes, you get a second off your charge. While your shield is activated and you are below 40%, you heal 200 health per second until you reach your 40% health. Increase your max ammo capacity by 10. These two cards, like I said, could change. You could change them to eliminations reduce all active cooldowns by 10%. You could change it to increase charge distance, increase your max HP. But these three are mandated to Scorch. Now we're going to go over your Aegis build. Again, every 1000 reduces your cooldown for charge. Increase health of your shield by 25 since you have infinite duration. There you go. Increase your maximum health. You are a tank. Eliminations reduce all active cooldowns. What I would recommend if you don't want 45222 is you could drop one of these two down like so, and increase your max health even more. Again, do not rainbow buy as a frontline, do not rainbow buy as a flank, damage, support, never rainbow buy. It is the worst thing you could do next to buying Deft Hands or Veteran. Rainbow buying while you go ahead and get all the benefits of level 1 up front, you do not see any potential gain from any of the cards at level 1 by itself. Caught 1, yes, it's good if it's within the team, but Caught 1 plus Haven 1 is not as beneficial to the team as Caught 2, Haven 0. Because yes, you take less damage, but what good is your Caught 1 doing the team if you're dead? You could be doing Caught 2, keeping that 1.5 seconds alive for 60% less healing and not 30. Yes, you'll be taking more direct damage because you didn't buy Haven, but that less healing people are getting means your team is pushing out more damage on that person because they're receiving less healing, therefore they will die, therefore your Haven is not really required up front. Once you get Caught 2, maybe Caught 3 if your team really needs it, then you can go for your Haven or your Kill to Heal or your Rejuve or your Morale Boost, whatever, whatnot. But anyways, that's going to do it for this second video, this part 2 of 9 on the Paladins Frontlines, loadouts and abilities. Fernando, the self-appointed knight. Until next time, keep it real, be good to yourself, be good to your loved ones, and I will see you later.